welcome to the game against the game between England Thorns and New Zealand Men's Invitational side. We're currently out at Rangiora at the MainPower Stadium. My name is Tanya Hoffman, and with me is Lee McKenzie. How are you doing, Lee?
I'm great, thanks, Tanya. It's fabulous to be in this venue out at Rangiora. Wonderful new venue, and great to have an international match here.
And the first time for the Thorns to come across from England. They had a series currently in Australia, very first international series.
It looks like that the New Zealand Invitational men's have got first pass, so really looking forward to this to see what they've got on attack.
We're just getting ready. There we go. So New Zealand men with the first pass, and that first centre pass was very good. Great defence by the Thorns.
Yeah, love the way that we had people at that transverse line so that they could reset that ball. And Jay Galdard shoots that first shot for us.
Really good defence on that first part of the centre pass, but England have managed to get through.
Great rebound. Unfortunately, weren't just able to get that pulled in by Lewis Keeling, but I'm sure that'll improve as the game goes on.
Well, certainly the England Thorns have just arrived from Australia, so maybe a little bit of jet lag just to start with. They've certainly had a great time down under so far. They are actually here also for the Fast Five, which is happening in Christchurch this weekend.
They'll be looking to seeing all of that netball happening around them and what tips they can gather.
Absolutely. Great turnover by England Thorns.
Loving this support here by these defence while they the attack get themselves settled.
Very patient.
Keeling just holding that at the top and being able to be available for that pass on the base.
A nice little jump shot by Keeling there. Great pass in.
Michael Munday, he had a look at that to go for that intercept, but luckily they got it down there on the baseline. Unfortunately, not able to convert off that turnover.
So England Thorns throw in. Quick little pass by Jamal Nicholson. Oh, well done.
Nothing like a wing attack getting an intercept.
And at the top of the circle.
Galdard already seeing some action down there and a wee bit of body on body, and certainly standing up well to it.
He's certainly got a bit of height in there and a bit of strength as New Zealand go 3-1 up.
Grimmer's certainly showing what he's learnt from having played with the New Zealand men's in the recent games. He's got looking sharp on attack, driving really hard.
I think there are a few from the New Zealand men's team, but also some others that are being given the opportunity to have a look. As Michael Munday comes out for that intercept. I'll see what the setup is like for New Zealand men's to get the ball through. Still got a bit of movement, and Jay,
yes,
really nice to see.
James McClelland, I think with more experience, he'll learn how to actually get right round and be able to take some intercepts off him.
It's pretty hard to get round Jay. Maybe floating off, having a look at the ball before it even gets in.
Oh, unlucky.
I think the right pass, Keeling could have got that one in. As New Zealand now look down the court.
Wonderful transition, good speed through the court there.
Nice swing across the circle and then into Jay Galdard. Well done, Nick Grimmer.
So what would you like to see the England Thorns tighten up on defence, Tanya?
Yeah, well, that's a good word, tighten up. Just hanging about quite loose. That was a lovely come round the back. Yeah, just on defence. I think just a little bit more man-to-man. They seem to be coming off the body, but then they're not going for any of the balls. So if they can just tighten that up a little bit, it'll just make it harder for New Zealand Invitational to get through.
Or just a bit of miscommunication there, having two people going for the ball, but we've been able to work it out and get it into Jay there in the circle. So 8-1.
Good start.
8-1, that's great by the New Zealand men's invitational side.
This time, nice wee shot by Lewis Keeling there, and a really nice play down the court by England Thorns. Oh, fantastic pass.
Great looking. Tirafiti, Furco, that's just threading the needle there.
Good pressure by the attackers.
Yes. Oh, some great passing going in there now. Just a little bit more confidence about on those takes down there by Keeling.
A good hold. Lewis Keeling's holding that space well now, and I think his feeders can see where that space is.
Well, I think we can hear that the plan is to be ball side, and that for the English Thorns, there it's good to be between the ball and the player in the goal.
Here we go. So a break by New Zealand Invitational. Let's see what England Thorns do. They've had to go back on that.
Yes, they're quite a quick team, looking to draw people out so they have that one-on-one in the circle.
So their strength seems to be looking into Lewis in terms of getting that high ball in. So New Zealand will have to look at what they can do to prevent that from happening each time.
Yes. And I just noticed there's not quite the mobility out the front of the circle. Would like to see a bit more mobility, like not just running, but maybe some pre-movement would be great for them in their wing attack and goal attack position.
Really nice coming through by the wing attack. Luko in there. And they're willing to put the ball up between two defenders, so we'll see how that goes during the game. That's a little bit better by England Thorns, making them pass the ball back.
Oh, that's just knowing each other, isn't it? Knowing that someone's going to be on the end of that pass.
Really, really cool to see England Thorns out here.
So this first phase really tight by the New Zealand men's invitational side.
Sometimes you have to have both feet on the ground. You can't always do the jump shot in there.
Yes, that's a skill. I mean, it's great to be able to do that jump shot, but it can't be your only trick.
You might be able to hear the coach say work off the ball, and that's exactly what they need to do. Just a little bit stagnant out there.
And behind, I think, as well. So it's what we'd like to see as the game goes forward, is that they're starting to come round and in front, not just standing behind to try and get the ball.
And again, that was much better defence on the centre pass.
Yes, I think Jamal Nicholson and James McLennan, they look as if they've had a little bit of time together, and that they have quite a good combination about who's coming out and when they're actually having to be back two on. Oh, great jump, Michael Monday.
Let's see what the defence work looks like for England Thorns through this one.
I mean, really turning on the ball, the New Zealand men's invitational team really turning on the ball hard so that they can see down that court, let that ball go.
James McCullen had a wee taste of it at the top, but just not quite enough.
Just that interplay there between the wing attack, wing defence, brothers of course, and they're just getting that going through. And twins. Certainly know how to help each other out on the court.
They've played for a long time together. And again, great defence by New Zealand Men's Invitational here.
There's that change in the circle. We've got 2-on-1. It was a wee bit loose, but now that's really tightened up.
So looking for other options out there just to split the defences wide.
Pass, shot, not sure. Either
but they
way,
got it
they got
anyway.
the goal.
That Grim of the centre still having to look back for that first pass.
Yes, perhaps a bit more setup earlier on that centre pass by the New Zealand Men's Invitational side would help him out.
All right, looking to feed that ball in quite early. But unfortunately, Lewis Keeling contacted.
Yes, I think if he just maybe took a wee bit more time on that instead of thinking I need to quickly do that, I think if he just settled and he's just had a word from the coach.
Take a breath.
Just had a word from the sideline down here.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, hard luck. Such a fantastic intercept by Jamal.
Yes, and once it gets down there, Jay Galdard, he's certainly making sure of those shots, and it's very hard when he's under the post.
Many years of experience. I even remember playing against Jay many years ago. But hey, age doesn't really matter when you've still got the goods.
Too true.
Alright, see what the setup is by England. That's good, they haven't looked past that big bomb in.
So having a little bit more of playing front and getting that ball front and from the circle edge.
And nice to see Damien Williams have the confidence to put up that shot as well.
Yes, he's doing a lot of work on defence as well as attack.
And a lovely pass from a wing defence, wing attack from the Verco twins.
Yes. Great setup in the circle. They really had that. They had that channel. We were both in the middle, goal attack, goal shoot, defenders on the outside. Superb.
The New Zealand Men's Invitational certainly not having it their own way, even though the score is 19-8. There's been some really good work defensively by England Thorns. Great play.
Such quick hands. And the triangle out to the edge, into the air, good rebound.
1, 2, 3 into the circle. Love
it. They've been kept all on one side, but it opens up there for Dan Jeffries.
Well, it's not very often Jay Galdard ventures out of the circle, so pressure must have been on the outside. Great chase down. Unfortunately went England Thorns' way, but didn't keep possession.
This is the odd time where you would like to see the Thorns just have a bit more composure, a wee bit more holding that ball to make sure that they're going to get down there and get it into the circle.
Yeah, I think New Zealand Invitational men were just a little bit too quick for their own selves when England Thorns have just thrown the ball out of court on the sideline. Possession.
They're just that little bit more sure the New Zealand Men's Invitational side. Just those connections, obviously having played together before, and that you can see those are really bearing fruit. Oh, and here we have that was a contact under the post.
So New Zealand Men's Invitational looking at doing space there with the zone, and we've got a tip by Nick Grimmer. So Thorns not sure about how to get through that zone. And I'm sure that's be something that they'll be looking at and talking about at the time.
Yes, so it's hard first time up. They come up against something that's slightly different from what you're used to, and it'll take time for them to settle into that.
And again, possession swinging all the time.
We're into the last 13 seconds. They've drawn the contact there and be able to put that shot up with plenty of time. It's the end of the first quarter, and that's 21-10 to New Zealand Men's Invitational side. So what have you seen out there that you've liked, Tanya?
Yeah, actually, I've liked that they're tuning down and having a look down court. I think the New Zealand Men's Invitational side got a bit of a run at the very beginning, but I think now England Thorns have found their feet. Possession for both teams, need to keep hold of the ball. But some really pleasing things out there, and looking forward to seeing what they do in the second quarter. Hello, we're back. Just in case you're wondering, my name is Tanya Hoffman, Tactics Development Coach for our mainland region, and with me is Lee McKenzie, Kelly, what do you do for netball?
Yeah, I'm involved with Christchurch Netball. I'm just wonderful scenes with this wee one delivering the ball. Christchurch Netball, been on game development, currently on competitions committee, rep coach as well. So yeah, enjoying and loving this netball out here. Just a stat from the first quarter. So Galdard and Jeffries 100% shooting out there, and for England, Keeling 8 out of 10 and Williams was 2 from 5, and they're only 67%, so they'll want to increase that. And with that, we do have a change in the England lineup. We have got Luke Owen, who has gone to goal attack from wing attack.
And by lots of things, I think we've got Ben Smith on at goal attack. So we'll see how they integrate into the team, and we've got a new wing defence as well for New Zealand.
Oh gosh, we have two. I've missed that one.
I believe Ryan Allen is on at wing defence as well. I know Ryan from my time in the UK, and Lewis Keeling as well. Great players that will come out to help the franchises with their match play preparation. So wonderful to see these guys out in New Zealand. So who are those changes, Lee?
Yes, the New Zealand Men's Invitational have also got Lachlan Crosby in wing defence position there for them. And we also have Ryan Allen has come on at wing defence for the English Thorns.
And we've got a new goal attack. Oh, you said that earlier, didn't you, Luke?
Yes,
Owen?
Luke Owen's gone from wing attack over to goal attack, and that may be in response to that low shooting percentage, and only 2 out of 5 from Williams.
Great pass by Luke Owens, and a fantastic shot by Lewis Keeling.
The Roses certainly making a better start than the first quarter. Ben Smith, such wonderful elevation when he goes into that circle.
He's so light on his feet. We've had him at the tactics trainings, and just a fantastic player to have around. Unfortunately, a turnover, bit of a contact on England Thorns centre pass there. Lovely feed.
That Grimmer just seems to be in that right place on that circle edge, doesn't he? And it just knows where to be to set up those triangles or the in and out of the circle. So that's wonderful work.
Certainly makes life easier when you can get the ball on the circle edge. Tongue twisted, Tania.
So Ben Smith, his change of direction, that's great. And certainly Jamal Nicholson starting to struggle with that.
Yeah, just a change. He looked very good in the first quarter. Good hold there by Lewis Keeling.
Mundy, he's got a great jump on him out there, but he's just not able to get over those passes are put into the space perfectly for Keeling.
I think Lewis is starting to get just a little bit comfortable. So Monday's really going to have to use his feet and confuse the space.
Well, that centre pass, the pass in was great, but we didn't quite have the circle set up. We were too busy. We were caught standing, and therefore the ball had to be reset to the transverse.
I like that saying. I think we might have to just pinch that. We're watching, not working. I think that's really cool.
Yes, and quite often players are caught with that, where they're just watching the ball go through instead of thinking, how can I go and get that ball? When can I go and make an intercept, and how can I make it hard? So, yeah, great saying.
Right. Oh, I love watching the Verco boys when they're out there. Not that both of them are out there at the minute, but just their speed, their change of direction, the passing, they're just really brilliant to watch.
Great draw, bringing Michael Munday out to the circle edge and then leaving Keeling under the post. That's just a wonderful play. Oh, and then we're matched at the other end. Geldard, he's just taken that ball hard, turned, put it up to the post, and the goalkeeper there for England, James McClellan, not able to get out of the way in time.
So we must say, coaches for these teams, Mark Foster, coach for New Zealand Men's Invitational side, and Sharon Lewis-Berg for the England Thorns. Just really good to have such experienced coaches with both of these sides tonight. Fabulous tip. Well done, James McClelland.
Timing on that was fabulous.
Oh, and again a handling area that they need to fix up. Take your feet into the ball.
And that's just that composure, isn't it? Again, watching, and it didn't think the ball was coming to him.
It's good. Not an easy pass, that first one. But New Zealand Men's Invitational are very patient with that ball. They're not afraid to take it back to the transverse if need be and have a better look.
Yes, that was McClellan. He just came round at the right time and therefore Geldard with his front to him, pushed off with his arms. Is that a tip?
Yeah, must have been a tip.
Luke Owen looks as if there's a bit more freedom for him at goal attack rather than wing attack. Maybe it's the side of the court that he's on. I think he just favours that side.
I do like his shoes, one green and one pink.
Do you
Love
think
it.
it's intentional or he's got another pair like it?
They just need to have possession in their hands, and once they do that, they'll be much better for it.
Great drive on, but that was pulled up. There was an obstruction. Well done.
Well done, James. The hang time there for Luke Owen. Amazing. Oh, a bit of a caution there. Restricting the flow.
Yes, and deemed intentional obstruction for that, so that they didn't get the ball down there quickly. So rightly done by the umpire. And our umpires tonight are Corey Nichols and Zach Middleton out here. So
they're doing a pretty good job tonight.
Oh, yes. Not noticing them too much, which is always wonderful for umpiring.
Letting the game flow when it needs to flow. Certainly not easy in that defensive circle.
Here we see
New
this.
Zealand was just dropped in space.
Space marking. Oh,
not
great
quite willing
in and out.
to. Oh.
Unfortunately, out of court.
Wasn't willing to take that shot. Passed it out, then out of court.
And these men, they certainly have fast hands, so when they're going for a tip or a round, it's, you know, one second they're there, millisecond later, they've got their hand on the ball. And a
It'll be
layup.
interesting to see what the stats are on possession rates. I think that England Thorns may just be a little bit lower than what they would want.
They're certainly gaining some ball, and it's just that conversion of it. It's well seen, just a bit too far off to be able to take that intercept. Set up, we've got people coming around Geldard now. They just seem to warm into it. Like they don't start off with it very tight, but then they sort of get into the game, work out those angles. No look pass. coaches from the sideline urging their team to get into the game and grab more ball so that they can have it down on the tip. That was an amazing pass.
It was. I think it was the I don't have anyone else to throw it to pass, but it was successful. And Lewis was all up for it. Really nice work in and around the edges. A little bit more height on that pass, I think, for Nick. And would have been successful. But again, England Thorns are doing a fantastic job making New Zealand Invitational men work hard for the ball into the circle.
Yes. I think they are doing that watching thing again. I mean, it's really hard where you're standing, you think this is going to happen, then all of a sudden your players darted around you. And that's what they'll learn on this tour. They'll learn that they actually have to be on their game all the time.
And look, their second international game. Really cool to see them come out. I believe that the Thorns, they had to self-fund their own travel accommodation, so you know, a really huge effort for everyone to get out here to play in Australia and to play in New Zealand.
And that was a fabulous setup, great screen by Jay Galdard there, so that we had the baseline drive from Ben Smith. They're certainly not afraid to let the ball go either side, let the ball go into space, have people driving on.
I think more often than not, they just need to take the ball towards the centre, towards the circle, the shooting circle, rather than those big bombs they're trying to give Lewis healing. Just a bit more speed required there, Jay Galdard.
Well, Jamal Nicholson had the speed.
Heaps of speed.
That's just timing and experience, isn't it? I think Jamal Nicholson, if we see him in a year's time, say, some of those balls he'll get.
Yes! Oh, hard luck. Men's mixed netball in England is very new compared to what it is here. I remember when I was in the UK, there was one team sort of starting out. Now that they had nationals not that long ago, actually, and there are multiple teams. So really enjoying and hearing about the growth of men's and mixed netball in the UK makes netball stronger across the globe.
So the Thorns have brought a new goal attack on, because I would say Luke Owen, although he played well in the position, didn't put up many shots. So we're looking to have those shots being put up. We'll just get the name for you for this new goal attack. Very, very tall, looks mobile as well. Oh, that was lovely. That was just a wee feint there so that Galdard left under the post.
So, new goal attack, a young fella, James Firminger. Shout out to Michelle Welsh, because she really raves about this person in the UK, and great to see him out on court. So the English Thorns, that's there. Oh. So Jamal Nicholson, he's also called time. He's coming off there. So we'll just wait for the name. And a change of ball.
Maybe a bit damp. Oh, there we have it. The first centre pass with our new goal attack. Keeling getting there, he's not quite sure how to handle the lean of Michael Mundy. He's got his hand right over that ball, but unfortunately just tipped the ball that time for that penalty.
Now I've just done a little Facebook look, and I've gone on to Michelle Welch's Facebook page, and she says that James Furminger joined the men's team, was Nationals player of the tournament, and he is 17. He started in the England Thorns inaugural match and scored their first ever goal. So really young and awesome to see him out there.
I'm looking forward to see what he can bring to this position of goal attack.
Well done, Ryan! Great wee intercept there by Ryan Allen, dare I say, the old master of the England Thorns team, and the catalyst for London Giants start-up in London.
Well, some fabulous passage of play there, and a long shot just before time.
So the score at half-time is 43 New Zealand Men's Invitational and England 21. And again, although the score has blown out a little bit, there's still some really good stuff there for England to work on.
but sometimes you fall. Yeah, sometimes you fall. Sensitive, but I can sense if it's right for me. Don't let your head get in the way. Can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try really hard, but sometimes you fall. Yeah, sometimes you fall. Just text, I know it's a toss, oh, but I hate the fact that we lost touch. Ayy, the Uber pulling up on call. Tell me, is you trying to fall through? I'ma leave it up to you. What you wanna do? Look, I'm trying to spend this time with you. Know we overdue. What you doing right now? Baby, won't you swing my way? It's been a day and I've been thinking out loud. I know I want you. Long time since the last time. Got a tab, we can run up. Know you from the way, now we grown up. My look, yeah, made the realest ones nervous. But if you want it, tap it. I think that I know somewhere that we could go to crash land. We could keep the pace on slow, yeah. Don't leave me on red. Can we go back where we first began? No plans, all we had was the moment.
And here we are back in the third quarter with the Thorns playing the New Zealand Men's Invitational here. There are a couple of changes and we'll get those for you shortly. But we are looking for the second half with just really wanting the Thorns to come out, get that ball and just send it down and get those goals. Put a bit more pressure on New Zealand Men's Invitational team, Tanya.
Yeah, big shout out for the wee ball girl that just came out. I just wanted to say that we've had a few comments just in regards to being there, fanfare before the game. This isn't a test. It's hate to use it a practice game because it's certainly not a practice game, but certainly not have the full international status that obviously most games would have. So pretty low key. Again, we're in a place called Rangiora, just outside of Christchurch in the South Island of New Zealand.
And unfortunately, we just saw another turnover gained by the Thorns and just not being able to get that and convert it. And I think that's one of their big areas that they need to work on.
Certainly opportunities to get any ball off New Zealand Men's Invitational is always slight, so possession is the key, get it down and score.
And we do notice that Jay Geldard has come off, Dan Jeffries has gone into that goal shoot position there, and I believe it's Iriata Verco is in that wing attack position. Is in the centre position there, replacing Nick Grimmer.
And at goalkeeper for England Thorns, Ryan Allen has moved from wing defence to goalkeeper. So a bit of a height disadvantage there, but I'm sure he'll be up for the challenge. Just seeing if there are any other changes. We do have another wing defence on for England Thorns. And again, we'll just need to wait and see. Clem Speck is on at wing defence for England Thorns. So what do you think we'll see with the change of Jeffries into goal shoot compared to Geldard?
Already noticed that there's a bit more movement, and that of course Dan Jeffries, very mobile, does play goal attack, so he'll know how to rotate that circle. I'm thinking that we're going to see him come out and maybe go back in as well, or he'll draw and Ben Smith will drive in. Either one, exciting to watch. So great to see which one they're going to do predominantly.
So James McClelland is out at goal defence now, and good pressure by Thorns. Now can we get that ball down to the shooting circle and score that? Speck
drove to Te Whātete into that corner, making him lose balance on that pass. But unfortunately, here we go again. This is where we're losing the ball there for the English Thorns. So I'd like to see a bit more calm patience in this attack end for them.
Chris Green, I think, has thrown a few balls away now, so really need to make sure that, take it to the edge. Now that was a nice ball.
You just see him just stop, change the timing, release the pass. And a goal in. Fabulous finish. Just taking it up that transfer. That's good. Replay ball.
Replayed. Ball didn't touch the hoop.
Specs really put some energy into this defensive end. He's just hustling.
He's a real hunter.
So there's Dan Jeffries, he's coming out.
And Ben Smith has taken his place in there. Although Ryan might be a little bit shorter than the others in the circle, he's certainly getting hand to ball.
Yes, unfortunately that tip wasn't able to be picked up by the Thorns. But it's great that they're actually starting to just get more ball, just got to keep trying to get possession. Michael Munday with a great tip there, just up in the air. Love the way that they're able to tip the ball but move their body away from the player, therefore avoiding the contact ball. So that's just awesome.
A few centre passes now that have gone New Zealand Men's Invitational way. England Thorns really do need to tidy up, start working a little bit harder, keep possession, really take the ball to circle edge. Those bombs that they're trying to throw into Lewis Keeling just aren't working at this time.
No, they look good when they get circle edge. Just get that little bit closer, makes it a little bit more accurate. Again, that's just a forced pass where we weren't balanced and just threw it basically in his direction. Need to be a bit more clinical than that.
Nice, that was swung the ball across the circle edge and then back into Lewis Keeling. Just want to do a shout out. I have a wee text here from Wales. Thanks, Lou Bainham. Love you lots. Just want to do a little mention to the England mixed team who had a training camp at the weekend and it went well, and I'm sure they're missing some of these lads. They will be back sometime soon. Don't you love modern technologies? As we're back now onto this game, England Thorns have the ball.
Just not quite. Great contesting.
Yeah, not quite high enough, but also I think Lewis just came off that mark just a little bit early.
Yes, he does. You can see that he likes a little bit more movement and that to come off with those passes, and his mid-court just not reading it for him, not quite putting him into that space. Therefore, they're just promoting those defenders into the ball. That's much better. And again, circle edge feed, they look good when they do that.
They just need to keep on promoting that.
Not enough pressure down here on that New
No,
Zealand
you
men's
see
invitational
McClellan's
pass.
drop back in the circle, and again Ryan Allen gets a fabulous tip which England Thorns get back. Fantastic, well done. Well done, Ryan. Whoop!
Yeah, and again, circle edge feed. So this is what we want to see from them.
Oh, they're looking. And look, but if it's not on, don't pass it.
And young James affirming here there. He's old, unfortunately.
He wasn't on court when he took the ball.
But he has made a difference in this attack end with that quality of passing and that change of timing.
Great drive there.
So the English Thorns really just running with their partners. You think that? So what do they need to change there, Tanya?
Yeah, a little bit more, I feel, man to man, restrict the passing. New Zealand seem to be bringing the ball at times down one side. So split them, push to the other side on some of their players. But it seems to be England Thorns are pushing them up and then drifting back, allowing all that space.
I don't mind drifting back myself if they're prepared to then
Come
go for
forward.
balls.
And that's the next step that they'd have to do.
Yes.
I think the England Thorns were a little bit disappointed that something wasn't called on that one there, with maybe an obstruction around the circle edge, but you've got to go with what the umpire sees.
It is quite difficult. Some of those men, they do step on, and it's not a little step, so, it can become quite clouded what that distance is. Again, I think that if they could slow it down a wee bit, stay composed, they'd get more of those calls.
Yeah, obstructions called just in the circle. Let's see what England Thorns can do with this ball.
Oh, great
Beautiful
shot,
shot.
James. And that's what we want from a goal attack. Just turning, pushing it up, being able to put those passes up, those shots in. Talking of shots.
Pass there by Ben. And shot by Jeffries. So we have time called and angle change.
So Luke Owens coming back on.
And Jamal Nickerson is on to goal keep.
No. And just those stats from that second quarter, Keeling shot 100%, so that's really impressive with the pressure that he was under. Owen 1 from 3 in there. Galdard 15 from 16 and Smith 7 from 8, so New Zealand running at 92% for that quarter, Tanya.
And James McClellan's just come through with a fantastic intercept from behind the shooter.
That's it, just a bit more timing, a bit more patience, and goal scored on that turnover. That's what we want to see more of.
I think a good interjection of Luke Owen, my apologies, into wing attack. He's done a couple of bullet passes which have found their mark. And just finding the circle edge much better. And it's a quick turnaround and out of that defensive end by New Zealand men's.
Yes, Lachlan Crosby certainly doing his part there, driving into the ball to take that intercept and then following it up by coming down the court and supporting. Oh, yes, here we go again. They've just got it all over them. In New Zealand Men's Invitational, they're just free reign, so definitely need some man-on-man defence there.
And really tight. Although they might feel that they are man-oning, certainly not looking like it from here. Oh.
Such an accurate pass from halfway to under the goal post. And that's Ben Smith. Beautiful. He's just got great skills.
That was really good by Jamal because he confused that space and Jeffries had no space to go into. So again, we've got a zone happening by the New Zealand Men's Invitational. A much better job by England Thorns. Chris Green thought about passing that big pass, but really patient this time. Didn't get caught into the trap.
And because we didn't hurry our pass, we also got that obstruction, which means nice clean feed from the circle edge.
Well done, James.
I'm loving his positional play on court. He actually and his ability to pass. You know, he passes away from that defender, so there's a definite space for them to get the ball. Luke Owen just a wee bit slow in getting up. Just needing
just a towel. And yes, here we go. Third umpire coming in.
Yes, that's Morgan Craig, reserve umpire, on there doing the duties. But it has been a hot day here in Christchurch, so you know it's still 21 degrees outside, and inside, of course, the temperature just goes up. These guys are playing at 100 miles an hour, so you can imagine that there's going to be a wee bit of moisture on the floor. Yes.
Oh, we have a double whistle. We have a caution. And James. Beautiful shot.
And swish.
Love his action. And the follow through. Just what you want in a shooter.
Classical shooting style. The speed around that circle edge.
And the footwork.
And that composure, resetting.
But good on England defence. Ball out the back.
Yeah.
I think at times being kind of turned fully, had a wee look in, even though the ball may not go, just to let the defence know that I'm having a wee look at it.
Yes.
Beautiful. Out of court.
There was just a little bit too much length. It was a wee bit flat. If they had a bit more height in it, it would have dropped nicely and just been easier to take.
Core by Lewis Kelling as well. Just that strength in his core, I think he could have kept in court. In a bit of a possession game again. A bit to and fro down the court.
There's just this change. I think sometimes the speed gets to the New Zealand men's invitational side.
I like the way that Luke Owen was holding his wing defence.
You've got that change of pace there.
Oh, beautiful.
Contesting in the air, that's good.
Well done, Jaron.
Although we're a wee bit slow to get up, Jaron, and he's calling time.
He's calling time.
And it's... Yep, he's done more than just a wee tweak by the look of it.
Right. I'm sure Jay Galdard's not going to go to golden fence, is
it? Not sure if he's helping him off or taking his bib. Yes.
Although Jay has played goalkeep in his time as well. No? Holding him off.
Helping him off. And so Lachlan Crosby stripping him of his bib.
Is off to golden fence.
And
with Nick Grimmer coming on at wing D. And again, Ben just needs to look in.
Lovely pop pass over the top of all of the defenders. Down into Dan Jeffries. Woo! Just not great when the players start running towards the table there.
Oh, lovely hands.
James McClellan just came round, confused that space. That was lovely.
And again, they just need to turn and look down court rather than passing back all the time. Yeah.
Good reset, more patience here.
And this is where they need to.
Good accuracy of pass and then the goal scored. That's what we want to see more of.
Oh! Now Nixon, what a save!
You can see why they wanted to do that, to try and get that goal in before that, before the time ticked over. But Jamal Nicholson, what a time to pull that out.
That's great. So time at three-quarter time, score at three-quarter time. New Zealand Men's Invitational 60, England Thorns 34.
Heartbreaks and heartaches, we tried too many times. Heartbreaks and heartaches, we tried too many times. You like I wonder why you want me by your side, like all the time. You want my love all night, telling me lies. Maybe stop telling me lies. East Coast always in me, Commonwealth, Lil Jump, getting love from my city. Yeah. I roll call for the DMV. In my own lane, you could still ride with me. Yeah. I made mistakes. You won't end, but it's too late. I don't need your support just to know I'm important. I will never sell myself short, 'cause I know you see me on the come up. Big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. I'ma put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, space of mine, making boss moves in my own time, and I got my own ride. Find me all alone, I'm on the road. I had to take a couple hits, a couple stones, but targets I don't ever miss. They wanna know just had to be me. Let me give you this game for free. Oh, you see me on the come up, big girl with big dreams and big drip. Talk is cheap, but please dare me to run up. Put my money where my mouth is. Talk a good game, I'm an alphabet. Even on my worst days, still an alphabet. Standing next to me, you gotta be an alphabet. 8 ball in your pocket, I'm your alphabet. Yeah, alphabet.
Welcome back to the final quarter of the game against New Zealand Men's Invitational and England Thorns, being played in Rangiora, Christchurch, New Zealand at the MainPower Stadium. score is currently 60 to New Zealand Men's Invitational and 34 to England Thorns. Big shout out to Wood End Dart team.
Woohoo, Wood End! Woo!
And another big shout out to the England Roses Fast 5 team, who are sitting in the crowd supporting the England Thorns.
That's wonderful to have that support of your own home players, there, especially when the Roses are about to play in such a wonderful competition as Fast 5.
Yeah, absolutely. So Lee, have you got some changes for us?
I've got a couple.
Yeah.
So for the New Zealand Men's Invitational, Nick Grimmer's come back into centre, and then Iriata Verco, he's gone from wing attack to wing defence in there, and his and then Terai Fati is in at wing attack.
Fantastic.
Well, I don't know if that's true. They are twins, so it could be a bit difficult if we did get them round the wrong way.
Let's have a look.
Nixon at centre. Oh, we've got the twins on the wings, but so it looks like that the New Zealand Men's Invitational just need a little bit of time to settle into this formation.
Well done. And again, one of those pressure passes, 2 on Lewis Keeling. Do we take it 2? It's always that, do we put it in or do we take it to circle edge? It came off that time. He certainly got up in the air for that one.
And for the Thorns, we've got Ross Oliphant, and he's in at wing D. He started in the first quarter, so this is a slightly different combination, but it is the 3 initial defenders that they had on.
So another ball out the back. Let's see how well New Zealand bring that through. Having a look at the setup by England Thorns. Sort of a space marking, which has actually worked for them. Oh, I think Nick Grimmer's going to get a caution.
Yes.
Intentional obstruction there. To be fair, that's the 3rd caution, I think, in the whole game.
It is. So Chris Green has played the whole game for the English Thorns here. Great tip.
He has got some hops, hasn't he?
Seems to be able to adjust to those angles going around the player, so really liking that about Jamal Nicholson. Ben Smith, that is just sublime work down there on the baseline. Unfortunately, didn't finish it off.
Great pass.
Yeah.
Here we go. Thorns having a look.
James Firminger, he's really just coming to the party. That was great, stepping round, passing, running on into the circle. Well set up.
So the attack for New Zealand Men's Invitational was a bit too quick for any setup from the Thorns. So I'm sure the Thorns will look at that in the next centre pass. Doing a ton of work.
He's just standing behind at the moment. Chris Green is saying get middle, but I would like to see him take his feet.
Yeah. An interesting concept, just calling middle for everyone else, but just hanging out a little bit. I'm not sure whether that's for the shooters to come through or the goal attack. Lovely roll across the top of the circle by James. And a lovely finish.
Completes it. That's great. So let me give you those shooting stats from the 3rd quarter. So Keeling 9 from 10, Firminger 4 from 6. So the Thorns 81% for that quarter. And then we had for New Zealand Smith at goal attack 4 from 4, and Jeffries 13 from 14, so 94%. So really high stats by the New Zealand Men's Invitational side. And I do note that in the first quarter and the second quarter, they both, New Zealand Men's Invitational, had a 6-goal run, a 7-goal run there. So, that's something that England needs to have a look at, that when they've got more than 2 or 3 goals in a row, that they need to really start putting on some breaks.
I think also the shooting stats of New Zealand Men's Invitational are really high. First quarter was 100% and then 90s, whereas England Thorns didn't start so well at 67, but then in the second and third are in their 80s. So a huge improvement there.
And they are under a fair bit of pressure. I mean, the New Zealand Men's Invitational defence, they have some good setups outside in front of them, and that for the space marking, making it difficult to get in, therefore confusing the space and coming around and being able to contest with that jump. So, they haven't had it all their own way, the England Thorns.
A little bit argy-bargy down in England's shooting circle between the goal shoot and goal kick.
I don't know whether it's all in fun, because there's a few smiles words going on.
And a few words being had.
But as soon as the ball starts coming, it's all business.
Sweet shot there.
So Mundy just too keen on that jump, just needs to hold and wait.
So that brings England to 39 goals and New Zealand at 64.
So this quarter 5-4 to the English Thorns.
Doing some really good work in that circle by both McClelland and Nicholson.
Yes. They weren't drawn out to that goal attack going out, stayed on their job in the circle.
I think these games for England Thorns, 2 internationals ever for the sport within their country. This will be such a learning experience for them, and certainly we'll go back to the UK and know what the standard of play like is internationally, and we'll be so much better for it. It's exciting times for netball, for men's and mixed netball in the UK.
Oh, we've got a change. Dan Jeffries is coming off. Jay Geldard entering the game again.
And we have Daniel Lewis coming on in place of Ross Oliphant.
Oh, he's immediately doing man on there, front guarding.
Nicholson's just trying to get the ball from every which way.
He's great speed. He's on his man, he comes off and he's able to go back, so it's really good. Unfortunately, that one-on-one where he gets stuck on the shoulder, that's what does him in.
7:36 to go in the game. It'll be really good to see England put a few centre passes together, score some goals in a row. Nick Grimmer, he's absolutely fantastic. The speed in which he took that ball, delivered, and then hit the top of the circle, amazing.
Yes, and I think that's Chris Green. I think he will learn from that too, to see what playing against Grimmer is like, and his change of speed, where he's, just on there we saw him looking for where he needs to go, and then bam, off he goes. Change of pace. It's just dynamic. James McClelland, I think he's finding the pace a wee bit too hot for him out there.
Chris Green and maybe Lewis Keeling are the only ones for England that haven't got off. Oh, and James McClelland, he's just shifted position. Nearly. Great driving by Nick Grimmer. Really having a contest there between him and Chris Green.
Now, I'd say Nick Grimmer, he knows the rules out there, knows what can and can't get done away from.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome to the commentators' day. Commentator.
Chris Green wanting to join our party. Oh,
full commitment.
What an interception, Al Nicholson. Over the top, isn't it, Grimmer? Oh, it's got hot in here. Good defence by New Zealand Men's Invitational.
I must say, on their centre pass defence, New Zealand Men's Invitational, they rush down into that attacking third against the...
It's the transition, isn't it, from attack to defence. Really quick.
It's great to see, you know, just because you've got an A on your bib doesn't mean you're just an attacker. That gets some defence out there. Nothing like taking an intercept as a goal shoot or a goal attack.
Well, as I say, there are 7 attackers and 7 defence players out there. Oh, Smith had just called time, but I don't think the umpire, yes, he's now doing it.
So Ben Smith, Dan Jeffries coming in at goal attack. So a bit of rotation on the bench.
I see Margie Foster's doing the 5 to her goal keep potentially. Might be coming off in 5 minutes. Although it's 4 minutes 50 to go, so not too sure.
5 seconds maybe. And I just noting, Tans, that Jaron Tainui still on the physiotherapist bench down there. So
that's not so good.
Yes, not sure what he's done there, but obviously he's not going to be able to get back on court.
By Owen. Did not think he was ever going to get that ball.
Oh, that's going to change without... He's on a goal attack. So they just stuck that one in there.
Wing attack. Williams?
Must be Charlie Gray, because he hasn't been on before. No, it's...
Damien Williams, who was the goal attack in the first quarter.
I see, yes.
So New Zealand front line, I believe. Yep, all New Zealand players.
And the England Thorns, you know, they had a great start to this quarter. They were leading for a while there, but it is now in this quarter 5-11 to the New Zealand Men's Invitational. So they've certainly just stepped it up there, and the Thorns just not able to go with them.
Lovely pass by Williams into Keeling. Really nice touch. Not a lot of answer there, although see that Lewis is doing a good man on New Zealand's wing attack. Great shot there by Jeffries. Great pass, but I don't think Green saw that one coming. Had his head down.
And again, it's just those connections. There have been quite a few changes for the Thorns, so you know it's difficult to have those connections. And we've got Damien Williams saying chill out there, so he recognises we need a change of pace, just retain possession.
Just like to say a big good luck and best wishes to both of these teams out here for their Fast 5 teams. They will be playing along with the Australian Men's Fast 5 team this weekend in Christchurch. Really good to see men's included in the Fast 5 competition, and looking forward to all the teams that are coming into Christchurch for this weekend. A few changes for Thorns coming up. So it looks like Williams is going back into goal attack, and Gray comes back onto court at wing attack for the England Thorns team.
Luke Owen looks as if he's just sustained an injury there for coming off, just limping off the court, and of course the good old ice that's been called for.
Oh, there he is, right in front.
So that was great vision, but the New Zealand Men's Invitational side were onto it. Unfortunately, didn't gain possession, just tipped it to Keeling.
Oh, nice high pass across the circle.
Great attempt at coming around to take that ball on the transverse. And that's that full-on 100% D.
Just a bit of miscommunication between the centre and goal attack for England Thorns. Lovely play by New Zealand Men's Invitational.
Fabulous fake and then a no-look pass into Geldard.
I'm surprised England Thorns haven't taken off Green. He's played there the whole time. It's pretty hot out there and lots of changes from both sides.
It'd be nice to see if change in that centre position would actually change some of what is happening on their court for them. And that Green does tend to play all at one speed and hanging out a little bit on the edges. So maybe if we had a change, somebody had a bit more dynamic movement into that mix and in front of those defenders.
Here we go, 20 seconds to go.
Oh, just a wee bit far.
Can England Thorns get it done in 12 seconds? England Men's Invitational is doing a great defence, getting it in there.
On the edge.
And Lewis from the edge. No!
Should have taken that shot. At least have the attempt,
And here at the MainPower Stadium in Rangiora, the score is 75 to New Zealand Men's Invitational and 42 to England Thorns. Lee, what did you think of the game?
Well, a wonderful spectacle. These men out here have just got some fabulous skills. The speed that they play with and their ability to jump and go around at the same time is just something to be envious of there. So, and I think the Thorns should be very proud of what they put out there. Only in their second international, certainly going to be exciting with them when they become more experienced.
Oh no, thoroughly enjoyed watching the match. I think they can take a lot of positives away from this game. England Thorns again, second match internationally, and lots of growth and potential there, I'm sure. And kudos to the English Men's and Mixed Association as well as New Zealand Men's Mixed Association for getting this great game off the ground.
We was raised a little different. Used to be ashamed who I was. Now I'm paid by the sentence. Taking my time with it. Baby, give me yours so I can get some butterflies trapped in your rib cage. Let me know we on the same page. Send you in a text voice note or an emoji. Waiting on pay for your name on the ID. So if you want it, tap in. I think that I know somewhere that we could go to crash in. And we could keep the pace on slow jam. Don't leave me on red. When we go back where we first began. No plans, all we had was the moment. Just text, I know it's a toss-up. I hate the fact that we lost touch, yeah. The Uber pull it up on call. Tell me as you trying to fall through. I'ma leave it up to you. What you gonna do? Toss up.
Kia ora everybody, I'm here with the successful captain and coach of the New Zealand men's invitation team. They've just played England. It's a stock moment here in men's netball, not only here in New Zealand but worldwide really, isn't it? First time New Zealand's ever played England. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting, like to see the game spreading throughout the world like that. You can't ask for much more. That's the way our game's going to continue to develop, and they'll take lots back in the huddle. I said to them, it's about learning from here, taking it back and developing that next generation coming through, so it's pretty exciting.
It was really good to see also New Zealand bring on some of their younger players in this game, and they seemed to gel in really well. Was that part of the game plan from the word go, Mark?
Yeah, it certainly was. Neat to be able to go into our high performance group and be able to, give them an opportunity. So, it was good to see them out there. Well, there were a couple of little, one is good enough, we did win quite comfortably, and we were in the boat for the whole four. So I'm sure head coach Dion will be quite rapt about this.
You must be too, coaching the team here tonight.
Yeah, I know.
But all hats off to England. They've just not landed about 24 hours ago. They played Australia on Sunday night. I thought they put up a pretty strong performance. Maybe not right through the court for all the game, but there were moments there that they really stood up.
They definitely had athleticism, and they gave it their effort, and their enthusiasm was awesome. So, moving forward for them, it's fantastic. And they've got a real mixture of youth and experience in that team. Looking at them, I don't want to say it's so old, but some of them are really young as well. So, they're great, very humble as well.
And these games here, Dan, they're really important for the growth of men's netball, not only here in New Zealand, but around the world, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely, and just being able to give it a platform where, people in countries all around the world can watch our sport, see how amazing it is. We get the opportunity to try and get investors involved in continuing to grow our sport, and that's really what the next phase of our evolution is.
Well, look, we've got another tournament on this weekend. We've got Fast Five. The New Zealand men are playing in Fast Five. So that's probably going to be it for the rest for the year. It's been a busy year for men's netball, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been intense. There's been a lot going on. I think there's going to be a lot of guys who aren't playing Fast Five who are going to be trying to mend some bodies and get themselves healthy for next year. But the guys who are playing, I know they'll do a really good job. It's again, we've got a really good balance of youth in that team, and it's a great opportunity for them to get a stage like that to be able to show what they can do.
Exactly, and Mark, as far as New Zealand men's and mixed high performance pathway, this year's been really busy. It must sort of put some really strong platforms in moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. And it's actually really good to see what measures and what standards and expectations are required moving forward. So, the Australian series was absolutely really beneficial for New Zealand men, and even the whole profile. But having those platforms in that our younger athletes can play. Like I had a wee boy here. He's like year 9, and he went missing, a little bit missing in action because he didn't feel like there were any boys playing at his school. And now he's here and he's really proud, and actually seeing more guys, males, take on board netball because it is an entertaining sport, but also it's good on the old heart and the athleticism. It's quite dynamic, and it's also non-contact. Well, every now and then.
And just to finish off, it's been a year of firsts for New Zealand men's and mixed netball, hasn't it? I mean, tonight's a first, but also the test over in Melbourne. And that was so close. It went right down to the wire, really. Another couple of minutes. But that's all these firsts that are happening this year. It just paves that way much stronger, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And we are getting traction. The promotion of our sport. We are getting people coming up and talking about men's netball, which I'm really proud to be a part of. And and in turn, hopefully, that does create the opportunity for really amazing sponsors. We need our own sponsors. Let Jockey. They need to front up with those undies for the men.
Did you hear that, Jockey?
Because you can't have bras, but Jockey's are brilliant, or Rexone, or flipping, what's that other thing, that deodorant that you lot wear? I don't know. But what I'm saying is that we've just got such a primo product, and we've got the most amazing ambassadors for our sport, and we're really lucky to have such beautiful people being involved in our sport, and we need to honour that as well.
And the platform's set now, 2023, who knows what that'll bring. But congratulations to both of you. It's been a great year for both of you. You've both been involved, especially in Melbourne and now here, so congratulations. Really appreciate all the hard work you do. Congratulations on this one tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good everybody, here I am back at MainPower Stadium in Rangiora, Christchurch. I'm with Sharon Lewis-Burke, the coach of the English Thorns, the men's team, and Lewis Kelly, the captain of the Thorns. First of all, congratulations on getting yourself all this way, halfway across the world to play netball, for what is the first time ever. Not only in Australia when you played the Australian men's, but here in New Zealand, the first time the two countries have met. What a proud moment.
Amazing moment for us. I think it's quite overwhelming really when we think about it. When we planned the tour, it seems such a long time away, but now we're here, everything is so surreal, so we're quite excited to be here.
And as I was saying to Marg and Dan, that I think it's 24 hours or 36 hours, you've just arrived in the country, and then here you are on the court playing against New Zealand. That's a big ask, but I actually thought you stood up tonight. I thought there were factions in your game that were really, really good. So you must be pleased, even though the result doesn't dictate.
Oh yeah, we're pleased with the elements of our game. Like the associations in terms of how long they've been around are completely different. We watch these guys, and I've watched them in the Canterbury series for years now, and some of them are my heroes of men's netball. So it's great to get a chance to play against them. We've absolutely loved it, and a long way yet to continue.
Oh, it was a really good game to watch too. So moving on, you've got Fast Five coming up this weekend. Have you played much Fast Five over the month?
Not really. We don't really play Fast Five in England at all. So we're actually looking forward to doing something a bit more fun. Let our hair down, let the youngsters actually run around a bit. We've got a few young boys with us, so which is why we brought them to run around, get to be a bit more fitter.
Because it now comes a whole new mindset of coaching and playing skills, doesn't it?
Totally.
Well, you've got a few days. This tournament doesn't start till Friday, so you've got a few days under your belt.
2 training days, which would be very important for us just to settle down and turn ahead to this. I think even just going back to the playing, we played in Australia, and I think we were all disappointed for how we played. We felt we didn't show who we were, and we think today I'm a lot happier coach because I think we've got a chance to show that actually we've got some stuff, got some style. So going into Fast Five, I think we're going to go into a bit more confident, a bit happier with what we've done. But
we've got a few quietly nice long-range shooters. So
you got something hiding away there. Bring them out on the weekend.
Some are young boys with a lot of confidence, so I'm sure they'll be good.
Well, look, first of all, welcome to New Zealand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming along and playing in this tournament, making history, but also all the best for Fast Five. And let's just hope that it's part of that growth worldwide now, isn't it? I mean, it started off with New Zealand and Australia. Now we've got England here. Who knows where it could end up in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, we're excited to be here, and the hospitality has been absolutely amazing.
Fantastic.
You have a beautiful country, I have to say. It's stunning. It's great fun.
Well, look, thanks very much. We won't keep you any longer, and all the best for the rest of your tour.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's us here at Mainland Rangiora. Just remember, Fast Five, men and women, in Christchurch this weekend.
Satisfying you while I keep bleeding. told my love all night, telling me lies. Baby, stop telling me lies. East Coast always in me, Commonwealth, Lil Jump, getting love from my city. I roll call for the DMV. In my own lane, you can still ride with me. Lord knows I made mistakes. You won't end, but it's too late. I don't need your support just to know I'm important. I will never sell myself short, 'cause I